The Isiah Factor Uncensored starts now. And welcome to The Factor Uncensored. Thank you for joining us tonight. Now, you've likely seen the videos on social media where U.S. citizens have hired migrant workers to either do home on their work or property or in some form or fashion. But once that work is complete, those individuals called or at least threatened to call ICE. Let's take a look at this video.
Nos cayó la ley, nos cayó la ley, valió madre. Nos rodearon, nos rodearon.
And now our guest here on The Factor Uncensored to talk about this very disturbing trend that we're seeing in America. And we have been surprisingly seeing it for quite some time. We have Cesar Espinosa from Fiel, and we have Darlene De Leon joining us to talk about this. So, Cesar, when I brought this topic to you, you said this is common. This has been going on for a while. It's now people are capturing it on video. Your thoughts about what we're seeing where these migrant workers are trusting American citizens to do the work and to be paid, and then they decide to call ICE on them.
So unfortunately for us, it's nothing new. For years, for decades, we've been seeing people who hire workers, take them sometimes to different places, and then they promise to pay them, and then when it comes time for it, they either don't, or they abandon them, or they threaten to call the authorities or ICE on them. We've seen it for decades, especially with people like day laborers and folks like that who may not have the employer's entire information or things like that. And I was sharing with you that during Katrina, about 34% of folks who went to New Orleans to rebuild after Katrina were abandoned there, were stranded there by employers who hired them, sometimes here in the Houston area or other parts, and then took them to New Orleans and then never brought them back and just left them stranded there.
And Darlene, what can they do in a situation like this? Who can they turn to? Obviously, there's Fiel. You guys can be advocates for them. But when it comes to law enforcement, many of them are afraid of law enforcement, right? Especially in this political climate.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's a fear for a lot of immigrants. Anybody who doesn't have a status, they're afraid to reach out to any sort of help. But I think it's important to know that groups like Fiel and a lot of nonprofit groups that help immigrants just find their voice. If it doesn't mean directly through them, finding groups that will support that. And of course, there are attorneys who have stepped in to defend some of these workers, because I have seen it before in the legal field, where obviously there have been cases where clients have not been fully paid out simply because they did, like Cesar was saying, they sign up for these jobs and then they get stranded when it's finally time to pay up. So I think it's always turning to groups that are available to help with situations like this. And then, of course, there are attorneys as well, but just always finding that community that's willing to voice that out, if not directly through them, through someone who's willing to do so.
And Cesar, for those who are wondering, if these individuals decide, okay, I'm just going to chance it, I'm calling the cops, I'm calling someone to intervene, would that work? Would that employer, that potential employer, be questioned by law enforcement, or would they say this is a civil matter, we can't handle it?
Unfortunately, the area of that area of the law is very gray. So even though some people may eventually get charges like criminal charges for fraud or things like that, usually when folks do call the police, there's some hesitancy because at the end of the day, at the beginning, it could be a civil simple matter. But we still want people to come forward, and it's not just in construction. That's the other thing. It's people that are in construction, people that are in home cleaning business, lawn workers. There's a lot of folks in the over 25 years that I've been doing this work. We've seen everybody, and we've heard crazy stories of folks, even employers taking people's papers and not wanting to give them back, in essence, enslaving them. Just with the fear that if they come forward, there's going to be consequences with immigration.
And darling, are you guys ever surprised how some horrible people behave in this country when it comes to those that may depend on receiving pay for the work that they do? Are you ever surprised how far some people will go?
At this point, seeing that I've been through it and my mother's been through it.
And really quick, tell us what happened to you guys.
Well, with me and my mother, I mean, in the past lifetime when I was cleaning houses and babysitting, like, I just saw the discrimination and the fact that because you didn't have papers and it was paid by cash, that they would just say, well, I can cut that sort of fee in half because clearly you're making barely ends mean, so it clearly doesn't mean as much to you as it does to us to squeeze out this dollar. And so it happens everywhere. I think I've seen it in different industries, but all you can really do is just know that that kind of it's not right. It's just not. It's not the way you should.
What's going through your mind? Are you saying this dirty?
I mean, yes, that for sure, but it's just learning to be tactful and knowing how to present yourself in a situation like that, you know, and then knowing that creating maybe even more better businesses out there and being part of that sort of system, creating a better system for people and saying, no, we definitely appreciate the work and this is the way it should be paid out, because immigrants and people that don't necessarily have a social security number, they can have an ITN number, they can still file taxes. It doesn't have to be completely, you know, this isn't done by the books. You have to have record of making any sorts of money in this economy, in this country, in this state. So doing that as such, and also helping the Latin community, knowing that they need to do their part as well, and making sure. We're
going to take a quick break here, and we'll come back with more Factor Uncensored with our guest from Fiel. So stay with us here on The Factor. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We're talking about the videos that you have likely seen on social media. Individuals, American citizens who've hired immigrants to work on their property, home, in various forms. And then when it's time to pay those individuals, those American citizens call ICE or threaten to call police in order to get out of paying those individuals. And we have with us Cesar Espinosa from Fiel and Darlene De Leon also from Fiel, and she's been victimized as well, she and her mother. So when this goes on, what kind of defense do those workers have? Should, if at all possible, should they videotape it? Should they document it? Your thoughts about that?
I think it's important. So when we talk to workers, especially workers like day laborers or folks who may have these types of jobs, we tell them that it's important to gather as much information as they can, to have as much things in writing. And that's just common knowledge for everybody. Have everything in writing. Try to get as much information. Try to get as much communication through text message or through email, whatever the case may be, to fortify that contract that you're doing with that person. Now, at the end of the day, if they are caught in the situation, we recommend that they record and that they call the police too, if possible. I know it's counterintuitive to say that right now because of the climate, but at the end of the day, they also have rights, and it's not right for people to be able to do this. But right now, the camera's our best friend. We have to document these things, and we have to show them to show people what's really happening.
And we've heard the term theft of wages. So theft of wages is theft of wages. Any recourse, any legal recourse for them, Darlene, that you can think of if their money is not paid and they've done the work?
I mean, yes, we do have, like Fiel, we definitely come and support that kind of information if they are needing that. So if they even reach out to us, that would make a huge difference. And I think it's always leading to the person that can put you in the place to make sure to file the right kind of reports, making sure that everything is on record, making sure that everything is addressed the way it should be, including, like he said, and not always calling the cops. I mean, it's just taking steps, but making sure that you're tactful about it.
Have you guys considered creating almost like a database of don't go to this person, don't go to that company because they have a track record of taking advantage of immigrants, from what we can tell, our investigations?
We've tried in the past. There's, be fair, there's ordinance that have passed in the city of Houston that talks about fair wages and things like that with folks, or like when folks don't pay their employees at the county, at the city level. But at the end of the day, it's so rampant, and it's like everything else. Sometimes people change companies, so by the time you get to that company, they may already be another company, and it's just so. A lot of the times, these folks are good at scamming people, and they're good at committing criminal activity. So at the end of the day, it's very difficult. But we try to call it out as much as possible. And at the end of the day, there's always a community court. With social media, you can definitely post it and have people. You can't hide a face if you get a face. So people will know not to deal with these people in the future if they do commit these types of atrocities.
And sometimes, Darlene, public embarrassment is way worse than being arrested quietly where no one knows. The entire community knows what a piece of you are.
Yes, that is 100% true. I think people should definitely work on themselves to work on their image and protect that. And so if you have a business, you should run it as such, because everybody's watching, and the people that you employ, they matter. And so knowing that they have a voice, it should remind you that they're also watching you, making sure that you become the leader that you're supposed to be. And I think even stuff like this, thank you, Isiah, because it makes a huge difference on really bringing awareness, and that's the biggest part.
All right. We want to thank you guys for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. And, of course, as they always say, if you see something, say something about it. Don't just be silent. We'll be back with more Factor Uncensored in just a moment when we talk to a young man who has been in surgery for years dealing with a heart problem, and now he's telling jokes, but he's still waiting on a heart. We'll talk to him here on The Factor Uncensored when we come back.
This program is being brought to you by Jim Adler, the Texas Hammer.
And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Imagine being 6 years old and having to go through a long list of surgeries. Just not any surgery. We're talking about open heart surgery. Well, one man doesn't have to imagine that. 27-year-old Prince Elias, a comedian here in Houston, he's lived that. And he's still in line waiting to get a new heart. We had a chance to speak with him at the Riot Comedy Club, where if he doesn't get that heart, his life could end in a matter of years. Let's get to it. Prince, you took this journey to comedy 8 years ago. So what made you decide, I'm funny?
I was always the class clown in school and was getting in trouble. I got whoopings every day. But the thing was, it wasn't mostly like I'm funny. Like I would tell people I want to be a comedian in high school, and I remember my dad telling me, he gave me this real good advice. He said, there's a difference between being silly and being funny, and you got to figure out which one you're gonna do. And I took that to heart, and I was like, all right. So I think when I was 15, I was like, I'm gonna be a comedian. I just knew I was always wanted to make people laugh. The situations I was born with, with my heart condition, I always wanted to, even though people would come and see me in the hospital, I always wanted to make them laugh. No matter what I was going through, I was like, I'm gonna make sure you leave with a smile on your face.
And you said at 15, you started the effort to become a comedian. You knew then that's what you wanted to be. But when did you start showcasing your talents? When did you start getting an audience?
I want to say when I was 18, I went to the Improv, and I did my first mic, and then from then it just took off.
And what was that like on the stage at the Improv?
It was a dream come true. After my first laugh, it was like love at first sight. I was like, this is really what I wanted to do. This is destiny.
And you talked about your journey and having a heart condition. For those who are not familiar with your journey and the abnormal heart that you were born with, tell us a little bit about that.
Wow. When my mom was eight months pregnant with me, they told her that I was going to have a normal heart, which is called heterotaxis syndrome. So I was born without a spleen, not a spleen, and ventricles. And what the ventricles are, they help you pump blood and pump oxygen. You're born with 4. I was born with 2, which they had to put a shunt in to make my heart and blood and oxygen pump. So that happened, and I had from the age of me being born to the age of 7, I had 7 open heart surgeries.
Wow.
Yeah, and
that's
then
a lot for a kid.
Yeah. So I was always in the hospital. So that's why I say when I saw people visit me, I was like, don't worry about what's going on here. Let me make you laugh.
And where do you stand in the line to get a heart?
So they have this thing called sections. They have A, B, C, and D sections, kinda. I think I might be wrong. People that are doctors and nurses don't hold him to it. Don't hold me to it, but I am classified as C right now, which is I'm an outpatient right now, which means I do get checkups every week to see where my heart is, where my stat is on the heart. But hopefully by late April, early April, I can get admitted. And with admission means when you get admitted, that don't mean you get the heart right away. Right. You still have to wait in the hospital 6 to 9 months, sometimes a year, to get a heart that fits you, a donor that fits you. So that's where I am right now.
When we come back, we'll continue our journey with Prince Elias here on The Factor Uncensored. Stay with us. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We are profiling Houston comedian Prince Elias, who is in a line to get a new heart. We sat down with him at the Riot Comedy Club. Let's get back to our conversation.
And now you're on the list, and it's looking good that you will get that heart. But what is life expectancy without that heart? Have they talked to you about that?
Yes, that's a hard. It's a year or two left.
But you're on the list, so.
Yeah, I'm on the list, but you got to remember, I've been having heart failure for 10 years. So that 10-year span is already getting to a point where it's like, all right, if we don't get it.
And does it take a toll each time it happens?
Yes. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, yes. You know, there's some nights I stay up thinking, is this my last night? Is this the day where I get called home, or?
And I don't think the average person can even imagine that every night, or possibly the nights that you think about it, you're thinking about your mortality and that it could come. And so when you wake up, it's a beautiful day, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. We got another day to make people laugh. Let's go. Let's do it. So it's.
And you have, despite dealing with your health issues, you have still made a name for yourself. You've been out with George Lopez, a legend. Tell us a little bit about that, and what was that like for you?
Man, George is one of the best mentors I could ever have. I remember meeting George when I was 18 years old, when I first started, and I told him I wanted to do comedy, and he was like, okay, well, let's talk a little bit, let's see where you at. And I want to say 8 years later, I met him at the Dallas. Well, I saw him, I came here, I hit him up. I said, hey, I saw that you was gonna be in Houston. What's up? And he was like, come. We was at the NRG Arena, chilled backstage, and it was a real good moment for me, because I grew up watching this dude, you know? And for him to give me advice and tell me, like, the road I need to take, especially for somebody that had a transplant, too. He had a kidney transplant. So he sat me down and let me know, you know, it's not easy. You know, when you get your transplant, you can't take your second chance for granted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He told me, you know, when you do get it, you got to work harder than what you was working before. It's going to be hard, but people like us have to prove every day that we deserve the life that we have. And even to be able to do 5 minutes for him was, you know, is a blessing. And hopefully, after the procedure, I can get on the road with him and see how a real kind of GOAT lives through life, especially having a transplant and getting on stage in front of millions of people. So it was cool. It was good. It was a good night for me. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good night.
And once you get that transplant and it's done, what's the first thing you're gonna do?
I'm hitting the stage. I'm hitting the stage. I'll walk in here with some crutches. Hey, let me get 5 minutes. You talk about this hospital stuff. Ain't nobody heard of. And I had shout out to Ali Sadiq. He gave me one of the best things that I can look forward to, especially with this transplant, was he said, make sure you write everything that goes on in that hospital. Everything. Because that is what people want to hear. Make that pain into laughter.
We wish Prince Elias the very best, and we're praying he gets that new heart. We'll be back with more Factor Uncensored and a celebrity couple you just don't want to miss. You've heard of the Browns, right? We'll talk to them next here on the Factor Uncensored.
You're watching the Isiah Factor Uncensored.
And welcome back to the second half hour, The Factor Uncensored. Thank you for hanging in there with us. Well, guys, we have a great interview coming your way right now. They are a celebrity couple, and they became famous in the plays by Tyler Perry. Many people know them as the Browns, but they're David and Tamela Mann. We did a Factor drive with them around the city of Houston because they have a new tour coming up. Let's get to it. Let's go get the Browns. Good to see you. Pleasure. Absolutely. Doing all right, sir. Appreciate it.
Are we going inside?
No.
We're going to do the interview?
We're going to do the interview out here instead of inside.
In the slab?
Yeah.
What?
We're going to show you Dallas folk what Houston's all about.
Let's do it.
All right.
So that's what's
Hop
about
in.
to happen?
Before we go, y'all got any gas money? You know the prices of gas have gone up.
I give you $2 like we did back in the day.
Oh, fresh out. Fresh out.
Okay, so we getting over here?
Yeah.
All right.
Slide on in.
Man, this is...
The mans are here. The mans are here.
Let's do it. Now, can I ride like this or I got to sit down?
You got to sit down.
We got JoJo.
What's up,
JoJo? For life.
Welcome.
Now, this is different.
I never did a moving interview.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first time for the Factor Uncensored. Glad to have you guys. And it's my understanding you guys are starting a relationship tour around the country in April. And we want to talk a little bit about that.
Yes, we are. The Love and Relationship Tour, we started here in Houston. Okay. April the 10th at the 713 Music Hall.
Yep.
So we're really excited about coming, and we're talking about family and relationships, different relationships. I mean, if your relationship with God, your relationship with your family, even if you're engaged. So it's for singles, it's for everybody.
And David, what do you guys want people to walk away from once they participate in your tour and they hear the advice that you guys and others on the panel may have to offer?
I want them to walk away healed. I want them to walk away reconciled with their family. I want them to walk away with some joy and knowing, like Tamela always say, knowing that we can make it.
Yes.
Because, you know, we have a negative connotation when it comes to, you know, black love, black family, all that.
Yes.
We want to set the record straight that we can do this.
Yes, we can, and we can overcome. The thing is, we want people and families to know that we have less time than more. Because to encourage them that we can work through whatever differences that we have, you know, we got to show more grace, show more love.
And you talked about the difficulties that and the negative stereotypes when it comes to black love. What are some of the stereotypes what are some of the perceived problems out there?
Brothers really gonna come and show out on this tour that we're not there, we're not present. That our love, because of everything that we've had to endure and deal with in life that we don't love, we don't feel. But the brothers are gonna, on this tour, they're gonna make me right, because they're gonna come out and show out.
Okay, sisters, we can't let them, you know, sisters, they already know. Yeah, we gotta come out and represent. But we wanna come out and grow. It's like as couples, come with your girlfriends. I mean, it's for all, like again, it's for all walks of life. It's just, we just wanna be an encouragement to everybody.
Now, you guys have celebrated or about to celebrate 38 years of marriage.
Yes.
What keeps you guys together, and congratulations on that.
Thank you. And we're loving it. 38 years, man.
Look, I still like him, and I'm still in love with him. He's still my friend, and that's what's kept us all these years, is our friendship. It started out as friends, and we built from there, and it's just really been, it's been a wonderful journey to been spending life together. I mean, it's like loving on each other, and just growing old together, actually.
Right.
Because we was in our teens, now we're about to turn 60, so it's really been a blessing.
And you guys have been there watching each other grow. What is that like to see David or Tamala grow to the next stage of their life and become the person that you love forever?
Oh man, it's been
each other.
It's really been amazing.
Right.
It's really been amazing to see him as a young man and to now see him as an older young man.
Growing to an older man.
As an older young man.
See that? You see what she just did?
It's really been a blessing for me, you know, just to do this walk of life, because this really has been a walk of life. Because y'all, we've been married longer than we were single.
And that's true. We've been together most of our lives.
Yes.
And so the growth that, you know, and let me kind of go back. Life, it changes. Like, she's not the same woman I married at 21.
Right.
Life, circumstances and age and menopause have changed a few things.
The things that we went through, yes. It's amazing. It's amazing to even as a father, to see him, how he's grown, even as an uncle and just as a grandfather, to see him with our grandchildren. It's just really amazing. And he has great patience. So that's, to me, like, to see all of this happening, it's been really amazing.
We'll be back with more of The Mans in just a moment here on The Factor Uncensored. Stay with us. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We are traveling around the city of Houston with the celebrity couple, Tamala and David Mann. You may know them as the Browns. Let's get back to it.
David, you've talked about your growth and dealing with depression. How important was it for you to address that, to continue your growth as a man, as a husband, as a father and grandfather?
It was important for me to share it with everybody because the stigma that comes along with that is that we shouldn't share. You know, we black men, we don't share that. And so I definitely was a little apprehensive about sharing it because, just like I say, simply because of the stigma. I come from the old school.
Yeah.
I'm about to be 60, so I came from the school, and don't tell nobody your business. Everything that happened in the house, stay in the house.
Right.
And so once I decided to share, I realized how many people I was helping. And so that's what I'm about in life. At this age, it's about helping other people to find happiness, to find joy.
And it's made me look at him as a stronger man, even with going through that and dealing with that. I mean, it hurt us as a family, but to find out that he was hurting like that and didn't allow us to let us in at first. He thought he had to just deal with it on his own. But it's just such a blessing now to see and to learn to even be more attentive of each other, you know, as family members. And it's just not as the mother and father, but for us to even look at our kids and the grandkids, just try to be alert as much as you can
because
with your family.
There's a lot on us. And I'm not saying that there's not a lot on women, but, you know, to go out and have to provide, to come in and try to hold things together. Because, you know, my family view me as Superman.
Yes, we do.
But,
yes, we do.
You know, I realize it's okay that everything is not okay.
Yeah.
For me, you know, I thought, well, hey, I'll take care of it. I'll handle it. I'll do everything. I'll make it all happen. But it's okay sometimes if I simply say, I need help.
Yeah.
I need help, whether it's physically, whether it's mentally, whether it's spiritually. There is nothing wrong with getting help. We've been fooled into believing if you ask for help, that's weak. That's a weakness. And that's not the case.
That's right.
And for those who are looking for help, and many find it easier, the route to take is going simply to the church. Would you recommend the church first and also professional help with psychologists, psychiatrists, or how would you recommend someone handling that?
Both. We recommend both of them.
My spiritual foundation is what kept me from going over the edge. Because of my spiritual foundation, it gave me the spiritual wherewithal to say, let me take it to the Lord. Yeah. And then the Lord put people in my way.
In this earth.
Yeah. The Lord put people in my way to help me. Because, you know, we think in terms of, okay, you go to the church, well, maybe your faith ain't big enough.
Yeah.
My faith was big enough, but I needed professional help.
Yes. And it's okay to get help. But it even opens it up, if I could jump in there, it opens it up for us as family members that you too, in case if you need it, it's okay for you to go get help.
Right.
You know, because sometimes he broke the ice for the family. I would say. He broke the ice for the family and for other families to see that it's okay to reach outside of the boundaries of the house to go get some help.
We'll be back with more Factor Uncensored in just a moment. Stay with us.
Now you can watch the best moments of The Factor on demand. Download the Fox Local app on any of the following smart TV platforms and get in on the action.
And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We continue our interview with David and Tamela Mann. Many of you know them as the Browns. They've been married for decades, and now they're giving out advice on a tour to many of their fans and supporters who show up. Let's get back to them.
What's next when it comes to the entertainment field? You guys do stage and
Hello, people saying hi. You say what when it comes to what?
What's next when it comes to the Browns, the Mann family? We've seen you on stage and movies and TV. What's next? Obviously, you have this tour where you're guiding and helping people with their relationship. What don't we know about that's coming that may be down the pipe for you guys?
Well, really, it's more, I would say more with us actually with the love and relationship. We're just really, that's kind of the next direction that the Lord is pushing us to be a help in the world. So,
and this is going to catapult us into doing other things, whether it's a podcast, whether it's making this a series, whether it's doing
with the fire truck in the background.
It's all outside, so all of this comes into play. So this is going to be the base and the foundation for a lot of other stuff that we're going to be doing when it comes to love and relationship. Maybe there's another book coming, the love and relationship book. We just, this is kind of the base for everything.
Did you guys at any point in the beginning imagine to be right here where you are now and enjoying life? Did you imagine this?
Man, we never could have imagined.
Never could imagine it being to this extent. And even with the characters that we've played and even how the music for both of us have expanded, into the world, it's just, I never would have dreamed.
We never
would have dreamed it would have been this big. I didn't see it. I know it was a hope of mine as a kid to travel and sing, but to be acting and to be on television and on film. David, it's like he wanted to act, but it's like we never would have thought. But the thing about it is we want people to know and put into the world that it can happen. If you believe, all things are possible if you believe. You gotta put the work in, but it can happen.
When it comes to young people chasing their dreams, what advice do you have for them out there?
When it comes to young people chasing their dream, for us, we definitely always tell everybody, don't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
Because we cannot tell you how many no's we got before we got one yes.
Yeah.
And all it takes is one yes.
But you have to start at home. You have to start, meaning if it's something locally, in your local church with theater, music. Just to keep your gift, you want to keep stirring your gift up.
Yeah.
Keep stirring the gift up and not letting it just lie dormant.
And the internet done tricked everybody to believe that they're stars.
Yeah, that it can happen. And it's going to happen for some people. But that may not be you, but that doesn't mean that gift that you have is not important enough to go out and to reach the world.
Right.
It just may not happen fast like that for you. But you have to keep going. You have to keep cultivating it and keep working at it.
Yep, stir the gift.
We were riding down Westheimer and some fans of you all, you got excited. Do you feel responsibility with that popularity now that people hear your voices? Do you feel like we need to say something, do something substantial for the public, like this tour and other things, when people recognize you like that?
If we can.
I think we need to use our platform, and other people need to use their platform for something other than clicks and likes. For us, and it's just for us, it's nothing for everybody else, we want to use it so we can make a difference. And we think how many people are going to come to the Love and Relationship Tour and hear a nugget or something that happened between us, or hear our story and walk away and say, okay,
we can do it
if they
too.
Can make it,
yes,
we definitely can make it.
We can do it too, yes. And that's what it's all about.
And
that's the joy of it.
How much of yourselves do you give, do you talk about on the tour? Because from the outside looking in, it looks like an easy journey.
No,
it has not been.
From the outside.
That's what a lot of people, I tell people on stage when I'm doing concerts, you look at my now, but you don't know my then. And the thing, to the degree of where growing up, I was actually dumpster diving, where it's like, and then at one point, I had no place to stay, and David asked his mom, and I was living with them for a minute.
Right.
So those things happen. It's like, but I rode the ride, I stayed the course, I kept the faith, and look at where we are today.
For those that don't know what dumpster diving is, you have to tell them what dumpster diving is.
Dumpster diving is when you actually go to a grocery store and you go to the back where they throw away their food. And I was actually with my mom and my stepfather at the time. We were actually going and getting food out of that, taking home. If it had something, rinse it off. Those that were still packaged up, rinse it off, rinse the package off, and put it in the refrigerator like we had one grocery shop.
Now, so coming from that to be able to go to any restaurant that you want to,
yes,
people don't understand the story.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that's what we'll share on the night of the Love and Relationship Tour is our journey has not been an easy one.
No.
You know, and it hadn't been. Because a lot of stuff we had to figure out on our own. Because we didn't see those models of what a good marriage or good relationship
we didn't have
should
that.
be. We didn't have those models where in our homes we didn't have them.
Yes.
And Tamala, do you think you had to go through that to bring you where you are today?
I don't know if it's because I had to go through that, but the thing about it is through it all, I wouldn't change a thing because it helped make me become the woman and the wife and the mother that I am and aunt that I am today.
We'll be back with more David and Tamala Mann on The Factor Uncensored in just a moment. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We're riding around the city of Houston on a Factor Drive with David and Tamala Mann. Let's get back into the car with them.
And when you hear each other's testimonies, you know, and see where you are today, what's it like for both of you?
First of all, it makes me happy, and I'm very proud of, like, again, of the father that he's become. And it's like when we started out, we didn't have anything. So all I saw in David was potential.
What?
And God has really showed
potential.
But God has really grew him up and has showed me, and he has been over and beyond, I think, what I could even imagine. What he could, I didn't even think further than what God has given me. He gave me more than what I asked for.
Have you ever bought something based on not what it was, but what it could be? Based on the potential of it.
He said this car.
The potential.
Yep. So that's the blessing in it for me, is that he has really shown me, and he's went and thrived to make things happen for us, even as a family, even to guide me into becoming an artist, that, you know, just into the actress, and then the artist that I am today is because the Lord blessed me with a man to have vision to see in me something that I couldn't see in myself.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank you guys for chatting with us. Me and JoJo, we walk away with a lot of knowledge from this conversation from the man. And of course, for those who want more details about the tour, where can they go? Where should they go?
The loveandrelationshiptour.com. That's the loveandrelationshiptour.com. They can put in
the code LOVE10, spell the word love, and put the number 10. Put it in first before you go select your seats, and you can actually get a discount off. And we have VIP tickets as well, where you can get the meet and greet us. We have nice packages for you on the VIP packages.
And then some of the VIPs will be able to submit questions for to ask us
on stage.
Yeah. And so we're looking forward to it, because this is not just a tour. It's not just a concert for us. This is a passion
for us.
And this is going to be an event that's one of those that you'll walk away saying, man, I'm glad I came because I learned something.
Yes.
I feel good. David, now I'm going to be doing stand-up, so y'all make sure you
Don't be too bright. Don't be too flashy.
Yeah, go ahead and be
David
bright.
has a way of looking in the audience, and he might pick you out.
And I am going to be picking people out.
And we want to thank David and Tamala Mann for going on that Factor drive with us. That'll do it for us here on The Factor Uncensored. Have a great one.
The worst single text that I've ever received was one of my good friends, who is no longer my good friend, mind you, asking me for $3,200 while she slept next to her husband that she had been married to for 7 long years. I said, why would you ask me for that money? She said, I'm scared to ask him.
My single text is losing a friend, all because I did not want to come to her very expensive wedding. You wanted to marry him, not me, diva.
My worst single text is being invited to an out-of-the-country wedding to an all-inclusive resort with rooms priced for 2 people without being offered a +1. But I got one. I asked for one afterwards.
Yeah, what's up for a nightcap? Chill, you know, kick back.
Welcome to the Nightcap. It's your girl, Carolina Sanchez. And yes, we're talking to the single ladies today about this singles tax, which, you know, I've seen the reels about this over and over again. Heard some girlfriends chat about it. So let's hear it from the ladies themselves. We've got Antoinette back in the building. You know her as the Real Net if you follow her anywhere.
Yes.
We've got content creator Kiana McKenzie back. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl, hey.
And Paige Crutcher, the